I don't question whether to share anymore. There's no debate, no second guessing. If my heart says go there, then we're going. If it happened, if it cracked something open in me, if it hit me in the heart or made me reflect, then it deserves to be told. My stories can be random, yes. Love, loss, healing, humor, full chaos, shit shows, and good times in between. But the thread that's always woven through is truth that heals in every single one of them. When this happened to me all those years ago, I'll admit I wanted to hide. I tried to file it under shit that happened and shall never be spoken of again. But the story refused to stay quiet. Some of my people, they don't understand that. They find my stories confronting. They think that things like this should stay private, locked behind closed doors, or buried under shame. I get it. They worry about me. They think that I dance too close to the devil of oversharing. They want to protect me. They love me and they don't want to see me hurt. Fair enough. But let's not get it twisted. I'm not here to make anyone comfortable. I'm not shrinking to fit a box someone else built for me. This is my real life, my real body, my real energy, my real voice. If that makes people uncomfortable, that's theirs to unpack, not mine. Grab a cuppa and a therapist, mate. It's taken years of inner work to get here, though. To be seen without apology, to stand in my truth without flinching at someone else's opinion, to share my stories, not as a mask, but as a mirror, to be unaffected by the judgment of those still sitting in their wounds. Because I'm not a faceless, nameless storyteller. I'm a real woman. The things I write about and speak about, they really happened. I lived them. And even when they're messy, cringeworthy, or soul-exposing, I'll keep sharing them. Because we all go through shit. We all fall apart and come back together. And maybe when I tell my truth, someone else feels less alone in theirs. Maybe if I just keep recounting my journey, it will land where it's meant to. Maybe my stories can help others find comfort in knowing that all these things that happen to us in life are designed to show us, teach us, or bring us awareness on some level for our betterment, not just to make us suffer. Okay, so years ago, I was out on the town with some girlfriends, just a regular Friday night dinner and drinks in the city. A friend and I head over to the bar. By that stage, the night was getting loud and busy. Most folks were shoulder to shoulder. Leaning against the bar, I felt myself pushed into my friend. I made nothing of it, as it was getting crowded. The bartender prepared our Grey Goose soda with a slice of lime, one of my favourite indulgences. And then the girl next to me almost knocked me off my pink heels. Only this time it wasn't an accident. Her blonde mane somehow landed in my drink, and the bartender was far too busy flirting to notice. I let it slide. I wasn't in the mood for confrontation, and I wasn't about to let a bit of leave-in conditioner ruin my night. I turned to my friend. We gave each other the look. My alert was heard loud and clear, despite this raging subwoofer. But this girl continued, though, and I was baffled as to why she insisted on taking her hair for a dip in my Grey Goose with her fringe cooling off in my bevy yet again. I politely asked her to stop washing her strands in my drink. Suffice to say, it didn't go down well. What followed was a rather unpleasant verbal slap disguised as a tap on the shoulder. Suddenly, I found myself in a full-scale country and western style standoff backed by a choir, guitar, harmonica, percussion and flute. "What did you say, you fat bitch?" she yelled. "Why have you got those out, you slut?" she screamed in my face as she waved at my breasts with royal flair. "Bitch, put those away. You're nothing but a slut," she continued. "Look at you. Why do you eat so much, you fat slut?" The insults kept coming, each one mightier than the last. Locked face to face, I waited for my mouth to take over and start returning the favour. I stood there, waiting for my arms to swing into action and finally put that MMA training I'd done years ago to good use. I've never been one to shy away from defending myself or serving up a well-deserved verbal bashing when required. but nothing. I stood there in silence, confused as to why my mouth and arms weren't responding. On the inside, I raged with frustration. Come on, my mind screamed. I'm the queen of words, for God's sakes. Swearing and offensive language, often my speciality. But all I could manage was to look at her. I had nothing to say until the following words flew out of my mouth. Are you okay, girlfriend? I was just as puzzled by my response as her friend was shocked. There she was, screaming in my face, and I speak straight to her soul. Are you okay? I repeat. What's wrong? I spoke to her like I would a good friend. I don't know where it came from. I couldn't be rude or offensive back. I wanted to, believe me, but I soon realized my heart was calling the shots. She had the mic and no one else had permission to use it. I felt a sense of calm, even in the face of this angry, triggered, screaming woman. Intuitively, I knew she was in pain, but her actions and words were enough to show me too. It didn't excuse her behavior, but it gave me insight. Instead of letting her words spark a fire, I responded with compassion and love. I saw her. But I also knew that although we all carry past hurt and pain and we can't escape, we can still choose who we want to show up as, and we can still choose to come from a place of love. What she shouted at me wasn't kind. It was cruel, uneducated, hurtful, and pretty crap nasty. She didn't think, did she think, sorry, that I hadn't realised I was still carrying around my baby weight 2 years on, which I now know was undiagnosed lipedema? Did she think that I was unaware that my body was heavier than it needed to be? Did she think that by yelling vile, hateful abuse at me, I'd miraculously vanish into a puff of smoke and reappear as her version of acceptable? Her outburst was not okay. I'm not my body. I'm not my clothes. I'm not my sexual preference or my personality, even. And I most certainly was not deserving of her rageful attack either. I'm just me, Christina. And I was trying to enjoy a good night out with friends, giving life a red hot go, just like everybody else. I'm well aware, and I was back then too, of my needs improvement list. I think we all are on some level. I know what needs addressing, physically and otherwise. I'm on the same path to self acceptance as most people navigating life. I'm showing up and doing my best every day. I'm also trying to heal my protection wounds, the weight, if you will, in the process. What I've learned over and over through my own healing journey is that when we find ourselves judging and criticizing or tearing others down, it usually has nothing to do with them. It's our own pain talking, our own unhealed stuff echoing back at us. God knows I've done it too. And every time it's shown me something about myself that still needed love. Healing has taught me that we project what we haven't made peace with, and that it's no one's job on this earth to be someone else's version of enough or acceptable. So, to the girl at the bar that night, the one I so desperately wanted to yell, fuck you at, but was gagged by my heart, I see you. You are loved. I feel you, babe. Life's hard sometimes. I know you're more than just a tipsy, aggro potty mouth, just like I'm more than a big booty slut with double D's.